Welcome to the very first episode of Call to Chaos. We are so excited to finally be bringing you episode 1 of our new podcast. I know several of you have been super excited and anticipating listening, and that makes us really excited.
Yeah, we keep saying, have you heard people ask you about it? Have you had people ask you about it? We're like, oh my gosh, yes. So it's been really cool to talk to people that we've seen in person and just like, we can't wait to hear what y'all are going to say. Like, oh, we can't either.
And I know that we're going to have so many fun things to bring, but I would just really love to get into how we met. Let's
Mhm.
first tell a little bit about ourselves and then get into how we met.
Yeah. So I'll go first. My name is Barbara. And I am a mom of 4 kiddos. And my oldest is my daughter, who is 15. We are in the midst of driving and volleyball and all the things. And then I got 3 boys after that. I definitely thought I was gonna be a girl mom, and then God's like, surprise. But man, he knew exactly what he was doing. Um, and so my boys are how old are my children? They are 13,
The struggle is
11,
real.
and 8. Yes, the struggle is real. So yeah, my husband's a firefighter. So I am a fire wife as well. If you are in that realm, you know exactly what that means. Never home when things happen. Yeah, we're in full-time ministry and we are best friends.
Yeah. So I'm Helen, and I've been married to my husband, Gary, for 19 years, minus 2, but we're not going to talk about that on this episode. But 19 full years since the first time we said I do. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
We also have 4 kiddos. Our oldest is an adult. And then we have a 18-year-old senior in high school, a 13-year-old middle schooler. She's a girl. And then a, goodness, 11-year-old
I was like, you're doing real good. You're doing real good. Keep going.
11-year-old fifth grader. And yeah, we're a little bit of a season ahead of where Barbara is at, but we still have very chaotic lives. So
It's actually really nice. I'm like, have you experienced this? You're like, oh yeah, just buckle up, or
yeah,
here's how you do it. And so it's been
just
really,
you
really nice.
wait.
Yeah.
She's driving. My 18-year-old's driving. I've got a 24-year-old who's already gone through that driving stage, and
Yeah, here we are.
it actually brings a little bit of freedom.
Yeah. I'm
Because,
excited about that
yeah,
part.
yeah. All right, so let's talk about how we met because that's a fun, cool story.
It is. It is. So Helen and I actually met way before we became friends.
Circa
What
2017.
did we decide? Yes, about that, I think. I had gone from education to owning my own business, owned a women's boutique. And so I was finally like venturing out to like do mom things during the week. And so I show up at, um, what is it?
It was MOPS,
MOPS,
which
that's
is
right.
a Christian moms group.
Yeah. Moms of preschoolers.
Yes.
And so she was already there. She had been on the leadership team.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
So I never met her or anything, but she was on the leadership team. And so it kind of started there.
Yeah,
Okay.
it started. So I was on the leadership team. That was a very difficult season in my life. I was a stay-at-home mom. I didn't have any real community or friends. I did go to church, but most of the people that I was in community with were full-time working moms. And so I didn't have anyone that I was really close to that was in the same season of life as me that I could like do things with and just kind of get through the muck of staying at home with small children. And so I joined MOPS and then became a part of the leadership team, just really looking for friends because we know adult friendships are incredibly difficult.
Absolutely.
And our town is a city, sort of, but it's not big. And so I had remembered seeing a lot of the moms that came to this group on Facebook, on the Mansfield Moms buy sell trade pages or the whatever. And I had remembered seeing Barbara. Never had met her. So when she first walked in, I remember thinking to myself, oh, she's not the kind of woman that would want to be friends with me. Like she's way too good for me. I just was in a place where I had all these insecurities and I just was like, she doesn't like me. I immediately thought, this girl does not like me.
Yeah. The funny thing is, I walked in and then I may not have shown on the outside that I had insecurities and less confident. But on the inside, that's exactly how I felt. And I look see Helen, I'm like, man, she's always put together.
It's so funny that you say that to me
Yeah.
because the amount of people who would be like, how do you have such small children? You always have your hair done.
Yeah.
You always have your makeup on. I'm like, y'all don't know that that comes from a very insecure place because
Right.
I will not leave the house
Yeah.
not put together.
Yeah. And so I was like, I'm not even gonna like have a conversation. I don't think that, who am I? And so we both were having the same feelings of insecurity, but didn't even like realize it. She thought one thing about me that, this girl knows all these people and she comes off to be super bubbly and
Confident.
confident. And I'm like, man, if people only knew how not confident necessarily that I was inside all of the time and how I would, kill to look like that or whatever. Um, and then we just, it
When
was
I tell
weird to
you
see that.
guys, she looked like she had it all together. She absolutely had it all together in my head. And I had another friend at the time who was also very extroverted. I'm an introvert, by the way, in case y'all didn't know. I'm an introvert. I'm very socially awkward and anxious, and I don't engage people first. I will allow them to come to me. I don't want to burden anybody, especially in that season of my life.
Hmm.
And so this other friend of mine, she was more than willing to go and talk to you because she was very interested in your boutique and what you were doing. And she and I were really close. And I remember her telling me all these conversations you guys were having. And I just would tell her, she doesn't like me. She's never talked to me. She doesn't like me. And I think her and I both had friend requested you on Facebook. And
Oh, yeah.
this is maybe news to you. We had both friend requested you on Facebook. And then months later, at some point, you had unfriended me. I could no longer see your stuff. I
Yeah.
don't know. And so fast forward to 2020,
Hmm.
I was attending a church and serving in the church, and I see her and her family walk in, and I whispered to my teenage daughter because I was still in this insecure season, guys. I whispered to my teenage daughter, "Oh my gosh, that's the girl that unfriended me on Facebook. She doesn't like me." Like,
Yeah.
I'm a full adult in my 30s at this point, and I'm worried about what this girl walking in who has everything figured out apparently in my mind. And that obviously we learned years later wasn't.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I even saw y'all at the church when we were attending as a family, and then God opened some doors for me to be able to come on staff.
Mhm.
So that's when I just really, really started praying through what is next for me, and we closed the boutique. And I got on staff at the church. And so I walk in my very first day into the office, and I'm like already also, yeah, like nervous. And here's this woman sitting here at the table, like with all my new teammates. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, God? Like, I don't think we've ever talked before. And I'm
We
still
did
like,
not ever talk before that.
you
And
know,
I literally was like, I knew you were coming because they all
yeah.
told me, oh, do y'all know like Barbara Dorsey is starting today? And I was like, okay. And I was in my head thinking the same thing, like, oh, great. That means I'm going to see her multiple times a week. And
Yes.
she does not like
I
me.
was like, oh, great. And she's a high capacity volunteer. So she's going to be here a lot. I guess I'm gonna have to get to know this girl. So it started there, really.
Yeah, it really did. And we had very brief interactions, I think, at the very beginning. And so then as, time progressed and I was in the office more with you,
Hmm.
uh, at somehow you got my phone number and you would text me
Yeah, I don't remember how,
just
honestly.
random things. I mean, we talked in the office
Yeah,
too. We went to lunch, I think, once or twice with one of the other teammates
yeah,
from that campus. And uh you would text me and I would tell my husband, she just said X, Y, and Z. I think she's trying to be my friend. And at that time, still, I didn't have any adult women friendships that I would say I was very close to. Like,
yeah,
I do not use the word friend lightly. My teenage daughter, my 13-year-old, always gives me a hard time about that because she would say, "Is so and so your friend?" And I would be like, "We're friendly."
yeah. But we're not really friends.
Yeah, because to me, a friend is someone who is like truly there for you. Like, that word just holds so much more to me
Hmm.
than what a lot of people use it as, I think. And so at that time, I didn't have a lot of women friends. I didn't even know
Yeah,
how to do friendship
yeah.
in
And
that
I,
season.
I think for me, I didn't have very many either, but I had also been burned a lot
Mm.
through friendships. And so I think different seasons I'd had like somebody that I would kind of just like attach to. But every single time it was like a lot of times me giving, me giving, me giving, and not getting anything back from that, which is not what I expected. But when you continue to do that, you're like, wait, I don't think this is actually how this is supposed to work.
Yeah.
And so I don't actually think that I realized that though until we had become better friends and like really got to know you and like that okay, like we are actually a lot alike and we didn't realize it.
Mhm.
And so, and I think it was like when I would do something for her or think about her or whatnot, and then she reciprocated it back. And I was like, oh, like this is what it's like.
Yeah.
And we go through the hard things.
Yeah. And I think I had one other friendship I would say that I thought was like
Hmm.
what an adult friendship looks like. And I don't want to discount that friendship by any means.
Absolutely.
We
Yeah.
had some really great years as friends, as really close friends. However, when things got difficult and tough for me,
Hmm.
I went through a really difficult season, and I was not given the grace that I often gave.
Hmm. Yeah. I
And
think
so
that's a good way to
that
put it.
I think was like an eye-opening moment for me of how like I'm willing to give the grace, but people don't give it back.
Hmm.
And there's no room for being a mess.
Yeah.
But then when we became friends,
Yeah.
it's like I discovered there is.
Yeah.
Like, and so it's hindsight's 2020. People say that all the time. I look back to those days and mops when we didn't even know if we liked each other
Right.
and see how the Lord just kind of weaved our story together to end up in this perfect place because we did become friends while you were at that
Yep.
at that location.
Yeah.
And then it was like a few months, and then it was like the doors open for me to start going through the process
Hmm.
of also getting into ministry full time. And you were there for me for a
Hmm.
lot of that. You somehow knew what I was feeling, when I was feeling it. You would text me and you would just encourage me. And then the Lord put us at the same church.
Yeah. Now we're at the same campus and we're doing what we love to do. We get to do it together, which is really cool. We were texting just the other day and you can't even find things on our text because there's so many of
No.
them. And I just realized like I don't know what I would do if I couldn't just text you all these random crap
Mhm.
because like it's I can text anything. It doesn't have to be like a hey or anything like that. It's like, here's how I feel. Or something just random.
Yeah.
So random. And I had to get it out.
Oh, yeah, we're the friends that don't have to say good morning. We don't have to say, "Hey, Barbara. Hey, Helen." Because you know the people I'm talking about. There are people who, if you don't say good morning before you send another text or send the rest of the
Yeah,
text,
yeah.
or you don't say, "Hey, so and so," they're like, "Well, hello to you too," and
Yes,
you're like, "Oops,
yes,
I messed up."
exactly. The other day, I just think this is so funny, but the other day I was like, I just texted her randomly, I just found a gray hair in my eyebrow. And I'm usually blondes. We'll use more blondes. I don't see gray hairs. And so she was like, oh no, it's blonde. It's a blonde
It's
hair.
blonde hair.
I'm like, that's why you're my best friend. That's right. It is so blonde and it's gone now.
Yeah, nobody wants to see our text thread. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's
No.
it's just as chaotic as our lives.
It
That's for
is,
sure.
it is, yeah. So, that's a little bit about us and
Yeah.
how we met and just that story and just how God has weaved all the little
Mhm.
things. Like, I don't think we would have been ready, honestly, at that
No,
point in that
no,
season to be able to have the friendship we have now. It's really cool to watch how God just orchestrates
absolutely.
everything step by step, and you look back and you're like, "Oh, now I understand
Mhm.
all the different
Yeah.
things." So,
Well, because every season is purposed,
yep,
right? Like even if we don't see it in the moment, the Lord's going to use every season for a purpose. And so I feel like even though I really could have used a friend like you
sure.
from 2018 to
Yes.
2020, 21, whatever, those were some difficult
Yeah.
years in my life. And I could have used a friend like you. I wouldn't be who I am
Mhm.
today had I not gone through those years.
Yeah.
And I probably wouldn't have been the friend that I am
Right.
had I
Same.
not gone through that. So,
Yeah. I think God has to kinda strip us of things and teach us a lot to lean on him before we can have somebody else to lean
100%.
on. So, yeah, but why I call it the chaos?
Yeah. So why did we want to start this podcast? That's well, we've been working on this behind the scenes for quite some
Yes,
time.
we have.
This has been an idea that's been cooking and brewing up for several months. And honestly, I think it came down to our friendship and the
Mhm.
things that we would talk about. And especially in the earlier days when it would
Yeah.
be like, I feel like I'm alone, but I'm just going to say this out loud to someone to see. And then it would be like, oh no, I feel that way too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so it's like, if I'm experiencing this and you're experiencing this and we have this outlet, how many other women are walking through their lives as moms and wives, maybe leaders or
Mhm.
working in ministry or not, and just struggling with feeling like they're all by themselves.
Yeah,
They don't they don't know what to do with all of this stuff.
absolutely.
And so we're just here to bring some fun
Yeah.
to the chaos that
Yeah.
our lives bring.
Yeah. And I think when I first got into ministry, I couldn't find anything that was women in ministry.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't find anything that was like, okay, here's how you deal with being a mom and like what that looks like in ministry and being, being a wife. What does that look like if you're the one in ministry? And so I think that was like a big part of it too.
Hmm.
And then just people not being, especially, I mean, women not being like raw and real of like, yeah, I've dealt with anxiety. I've dealt with depression.
Hmm.
We both have ADHD and like
That's real fun.
that alone is just like, "Oh, yeah, I get it. I get it." You're like, "Squirrel, it's okay. Come back to the topic." And so I think we just wanted to have an outlet for women, whether you're in ministry, you're a leader, you're a mom, you're a wife, whether you're not any of those things, but just the realness of what it looks like to be a woman.
Yeah. Because it's not easy. Adult friendships are not
Yeah.
easy. And I think a lot of times society tells us it's normal to pretend that we
Mhm.
have it all together,
Fake it till you make it.
fake it till you make it. And I don't know any woman
Mm-mm.
who actually has it all together, at least not now. I think
No.
before I definitely believed that.
Yeah.
And I allowed myself to believe the lie that I just was the mess and nobody
Yeah.
else was.
Yeah.
But I think that like the more that I've worked in ministry and met other women and talked to other women and have a friend who has
Mhm.
done the same thing and we're able to just kind of like realize, okay, we're not not
Yeah.
normal, which
Yeah.
normal
What is
is a
normal?
scale because who decides what's normal?
Right.
Who said this is the scale of normal? I would like to think we're all weird. I don't remember.
Absolutely.
We were having this conversation with somebody. I was having this conversation with somebody this past weekend. Like, we're all weird. We're all in our own little
Weird
development of
bubbles.
weird.
Mhm.
Like, nobody else gets to decide what's normal. To me, I'm normal.
Right. Yep.
To you, you're normal.
Yeah, exactly.
The way you run your family, that's normal
Yeah,
because it's normal to you.
and it's okay if it's different than the way I run my
Right.
family, and we can
Right.
appreciate the differences, and I think that's the thing, like, we have to learn how to appreciate the differences,
Hmm.
not think, "Oh, like, she has it all together and I don't," or, "Man, I got it all together. What is wrong with her kids?"
Yeah.
Like, because we all are in those seasons at some time,
Hmm.
and what works for me might not work for you, and that's okay.
Right. But also at the same time, what works for me might work for you.
Exactly,
And so
100%.
let's share the struggles
Mhm,
because if I've been there, I might be able
mhm,
to help you. And if
mhm.
you've been there, you might be able to help me.
Yep,
And even in marriage,
yep.
because marriage is also hard,
It's very hard.
especially marriage and ministry.
Yep.
I think for a long time I believed that being a woman in ministry meant that my husband still had to lead me,
Yep,
right? Like,
yep.
and I'm not saying that that's not the case, but I still felt that my husband had to be what Scripture says, the Christ-like leader of our
Mhm,
home,
mhm.
and that meant that he was supposed to have it all together.
Yeah,
Spiritually, he was supposed to be up here, way high, and I was supposed to follow him.
right.
And I wasn't allowing space for me being the one in ministry and being surrounded by it and
Mhm.
engulfed in it all of the time
Yep,
and realizing that it's okay for me to lead him. And for a while I just assumed that him and I were the ones that were the oddballs out
yeah,
until we started talking about it with
yeah,
people, it
yeah,
was like, no, that is actually kind of common
yeah, it's
in
absolutely
families
common.
that have women in ministry. My husband works in the healthcare industry, and so he's not surrounded by followers of Christ all day,
Mhm.
every day like I am. And leading in that way, I wouldn't say was more difficult for him. It just didn't come as naturally. Like that wasn't something that just was in him in the same way that God has placed it in me.
Yeah,
And so I became really convicted after several battles of like, why aren't you doing this? That like the Lord was like, you can lead. You
yep,
can lead your family to follow me,
yeah,
and that is okay.
yeah,
And he will get there.
yeah, and it's like we're not gonna be as good or at anything in the medical field, or I would be a freaking mess at the fire department, like,
Could you
I can't even
imagine?
imagine, and my husband does with so much grace, and not only that, but whether you're in full-time ministry or not, you're still ministering. That's still gonna be a mission field, you're still pastoring, and we get to see that in our husbands too, which is so
100%.
cool that especially in a firehouse, like, he has a lot of guys looking up to him, and so he is able to watch his language a little bit more. He is able to share, biblical truth with his guys, and just the way he responds and acts and things is ministering, is pastoring.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a pastor to do that. And so the cool thing about having a friendship like we have is that I think that God kind of revealed that to us at the same time,
Mhm.
because we were both kind of battling with that. And I really just we just had the realization that it's okay. It's okay to lead, to help lead spiritually in your household. And what's been really, really cool is to watch the Lord work through that.
Mhm.
And I know for you too, and for me, I've been able to watch my husband grow in
Mhm.
leading us
Yep.
and leading our kids and
Mhm.
reminding our kids, let's pray at night and let's pray at dinner. And like, because he truly started, instead of me just like, why are you not doing this? You should do this better. You should be the one that
The
leads.
nagging,
The
as they call it.
nagging, instead of doing that, it's like, let's have real conversations and let me help lead you. And in return, he's starting to do that on his own, which has been really,
Mhm.
really cool to watch.
Yeah, and they've been doing it together,
And
which
they've been
is
doing it
also
together.
really
Yeah.
cool. I think, my husband works in the healthcare industry. It's not, like, directly. He's not a nurse or a doctor or anything
Yeah.
like that. It's more like medical database type stuff. And he has an office full of people who some of them may be Christian, some of them may not, but he has become known in his office as like the the preacher guy. I don't want to say preacher guy because
Yeah.
that's not fair, but there is one guy that kind of like jokes with him about that.
Yeah.
And he does get to like invite people to church and
Mhm.
invite people to where we are and what we
Yeah.
do, and he has. He
Yeah.
has I mean, there are several people he has invited from his work that have come or have gone to another location, and it's just cool to see them get plugged in, and he's the reason. So he's not working directly full
Right.
time in ministry, but he is doing the Lord's work
Absolutely.
where he is planted.
Yeah.
And so whatever you're doing, you are also doing the Lord's work
Yeah.
as a follower of Christ. And if you're not a follower of Christ, that's okay too. The
Yeah.
Lord also has a plan for your
Mhm.
life. We just may not know it yet.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And I think something else that goes along with that is finances.
Mm-hmm.
That's been a hot topic with us recently. I know in my brain, I was like, okay, well, he's got to lead spiritually and he's got to lead financially.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we've been married for 19 years, almost 2 in May, and I finally realized that that's not the way it's going to work here. And so again, the Lord's like so gentle and so nice and so just like it's okay for you to lead in that if that's your strength.
Hmm.
Your husband has a lot of other strengths that you don't have,
Yeah.
like not being anxious all the time
Yeah.
and staying calm, letting things roll off his back, um, and so that's something that we have been working through too, like me helping take over the finances and finding what works for my brain. And instead of like him fighting it like he ever did before when I was again nagging, it's like, let me come alongside you.
Mhm.
Let's do this together now. And so it's just been really cool to watch that too.
Yeah. And so I think we just want to provide a space
Yep.
for women who feel like us or don't. Not every episode is going to be serious
Yeah.
and like, this harsh, like,
Nope.
let's,
It's gonna be
dive
whatever comes
into
into our
this.
minds.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty raw. We might have some unhinged
Yeah.
moments
Yeah.
telling parenting stories
Yep.
and marriage stories and honestly, whatever it is that you guys might want to hear about, if there's a
Absolutely.
topic you're like, maybe I'm the only one. We do have an email. So email us at
Hmm.
calledtochaospodcast@gmail.com. We would love to answer questions.
Yeah.
We would, I mean, honestly, any topic you want us to cover, I would love to do that. I
Yeah.
think this is not like I don't want to say we have a niche. While
Yeah.
we are here to help other women not feel alone and to help other moms and wives and women in ministry and in leadership, we're also just here to have a good time, to have fun.
Absolutely.
This is an outlet for us. This is
Yes.
fun for us.
Yes.
And so I genuinely look forward to being able to just leave the chaos of real life, come here, process it with you a
Yeah.
little bit, help anybody else that we can help along the
Yeah.
way.
And ask those questions. I think that's a favorite part of what we get to do here is like ask those unhinged questions and we can answer them. We're sure going to, and to be
Mhm.
able to like walk through that with you. Like maybe it's something that you never can get answers to, or you're like, I think I'm alone in this. I can guarantee you that you're not.
Right.
You're probably not. And
Right.
so that's exactly what we want to do. Talk about the stuff that people aren't talking about
Yeah.
and just know that you're not alone in that.
Yeah, because nothing's too taboo
Hmm.
for us.
Yeah.
I promise you, Her and I have talked about
Yeah, probably so.
it. If you have thought it, we have talked about it.
So true.
100%. I mean,
Yes.
our families are we're so close. I mean,
Yep.
I don't even know how to describe it. It's just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
our kids are friends, our husbands are friends, we're best friends.
yep.
We've
Our
discussed it
husbands
all.
just don't even ask anymore, like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Night sweats,
Okay,
perimenopause,
menopause.
all the things, y'all. It's rough.
Wrinkles,
Wrinkles.
the joys.
Exactly, but we're excited, to get to know you guys and for you to get to know us even more and our families and just to hang out.
Yeah. I would love if everyone listening right now would subscribe
Yes.
or follow whichever podcast app you're listening to
Mhm.
this on. So subscribe, follow, rate us. That's going to help us get out there to more women. And
Yep.
then just follow us on all the ooh,
Social
social media
media.
platforms. We've got TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Called to Chaos podcast on all of
Mhm.
those. And
And share because there's no better way than, word of mouth to
right.
be able to share things that you're learning or that you're seeing or stuff that you love, and so share it with on all those things too.
Yeah. And just keep looking for new episodes where our plan is to drop an episode a week,
Yep.
Fridays.
Yep.
And so just follow us. Fridays we'll be releasing a new episode, and hopefully by next Friday we will have so many listeners
It'd be so great.
that will be listening. We'll be talking to all kinds of new
That's
people.
right. I'll answer all kinds of fun questions.
Yes, email us, DM us on any of the platforms,
Yep.
and just remember to keep embracing the chaos.
Yep, and God's gonna show up right where you are because He wants to work in your life too.
Bye.